Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us once again for your Discipline Therapy podcast with your two hosts, seven-time published author, Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. Before we begin, you know how we do. I have to clear the energy. All right. All right. So we have season 12, episode 127. Do we mistake entitlement for empowerment? And as you can see, we have a very special guest here. Before we get into introducing her, I'm just going to go over some stuff. A big shout out to Center Stage Music Studio in Belmore, which we're also sponsored by. We also have a link in the description on how to become a part of our Patreon family. For you to subscribe for exclusive content, bloopers, behind the scenes, Mr. E.L. Discipline's solo lectures of discipline therapy talk, his BDSM content, erotica posts and writing by Mr. Discipline. We also have collaboration shows pertaining to more sensitive topics such as abortion, sexual abuse, rape, domestic violence, transgender, children abduction, conspiracy theories, government conspiracy theories, and much, much more with both he and I. Once again, that is patreon.com/the Discipline Therapy Podcast. We also have Mr. E.L. Discipline's books. He has 7 published books. They're available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. If you have Kindle, we have electronic versions as well, and more. Not to forget our online store for merch. That is disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. We have some new gear that just hit. You want to go check that out. And we have different categories too: men, women, children, accessories, you name it. Last but not least, we are also on major listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, Overcast, and much, much more. So before anything, Mr. E.L. Discipline, you're going to do your thing?
It's about to get a little intense in here, ladies.
Shoot.
Brace yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. You know what this is. Y'all are fiends, and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy, where not everything is completely free, as we are on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see. But what is free is it's judgment-free, sucker-free, censor-free, sensitive-free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vocal conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. All right. And we're here with our
Are you impressed?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
Well, we have a very special guest, Miss Yumiko.
Mhm.
And where are you from?
Japan.
Okay,
Tokyo.
people. Okay, this is how we do on the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
And we also have another guest.
She's off camera though,
She's off camera.
because she's shy.
hmm So,
But friend, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Emmy.
Emmy.
Yep.
You can't see her, but she's very nice, very beautiful, very nice, lovely
Thank
people.
you.
All right.
right.
So the topic is, do we mistake entitlement for empowerment? So, Mr. Discipline, are you going to...
Okay, so what we're going to do is a panel discussion where Sue, you're going to go first. Yumiko, you're going to go second. And then I'm going to finish it and go last. You can also chime in. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
She's like, I can, but I'm not going to. All right. So entitlement is where you believe you deserve what you want without work, or believing you are highly ranked higher than you really are. I believe that. And I believe that in this day and age, a lot of like this generation, I feel, is super entitled. They feel like they're very entitled. And I actually believe that it's because they don't work as hard as like their parents or older generations. Like, we know what hard work is. And I feel like a lot of that though has to do with the parents and, giving too much, because maybe I know in my instance, my parents were very strict. My father was very strict, and my mother, we used to have to get up at like 8 in the morning on Saturdays to clean. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna, I didn't like it, and so I didn't kind of force my kids until it was too late. And now I'm trying to force them into doing it. But that's what I agree with that statement. What do you think?
I just want to know the like a definition of the entitlement. So I just trying to figure out like
What it means. Entitlement is like
It's
when
like
you feel that you deserve it, you deserve something, even though you didn't put in the work for it. It's just because you believe, that it's something that you wanted and you deserve it and you're not going to work for it.
yeah, like right versus privilege. So, for example, just because you're born, right? Let's say your parents have a lot of money, right? You grew up into money. Because you're born, you think you deserve that money. You're entitled. You see what I'm saying? Just
For
because
granted.
you're their daughters, I was gonna say son, but obviously no.
Or-
Your daughter, making it subjective. That's some example of entitlement.
Or some people who come from money, who are wealthy, they think they're entitled because they have money. You know what I mean? Especially, I feel like the children of people who come from money. So what do you think?
So that's that. And then you have empowerment, which is like something you work on. It's like uplifting, like words of affirmation. Like I've had that, growing up. You're not like other kids, you're a king. Those are words of empowerment. So that's the difference. I believe one is insecure, one is confident. So I don't think they're synonymous, but
No,
that's
I don't
why
either.
it's like, do you think that there's mistaken? Like, are they interchangeable? Do you think they're the same? Yeah, go ahead.
例えば女の人だからさっき話してた
That's
ドア開
dope.
けてもらうとか男の人だから全部料理作ってもらうとか
Mm.
That's entitled.
We just talk about on the train actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was the
Like,
conversation about? Why was that conversation?
So like so for example like ladies first like the kind of thing, or I don't know, we talk a lot.
So
You
if
remember?
you're a man, he expect to be treated, or looked up by women. That's
Mm.
entitlement
that a
in my
cult-
country.
I was about to say,
It's
is that
more
in
like
your
a
country?
cultural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
So
dope.
you feel like the men in your country are more entitled than?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is this something that is taught to the men as children?
True. Yeah.
Since little. Who teaches them? Like who tells them that? The mother or the father or both?
Both.
Oh, both.
So,
oh.
No, my parents like that, but most parents like
Are
that.
like that.
So they're happy. So if you give birth
To a boy.
yes.
Oh, how interesting. So do you have any siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Only women.
Oh.
Me and my sister.
That's it. Okay. All right. How interesting. Do you have males like in your family, like cousins that are males?
Our cousin, only one guy, but
And how is he treated?
like
a king.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's from everyone, all the females in the family, even you guys, even like cousins treat them like that? Wow.
Yeah, but
okay.
not all family. So now like been changing. So so now it's kind of different, but
But growing up, it was
yes,
like
yes.
that. Okay. Wow,
Okay.
that's interesting. Would you like
Yeah.
to live there, Mr. Discipline?
I would survive.
you would take over.
I would
Definitely a
survive.
king.
A relationship is a privilege. We tend to mistake this for empowerment. We believe that we are entitled to things because we are in a relationship or even a company.
I definitely think that because people are in a relationship, they think that they're entitled to certain things. You know what I mean? They're entitled to, because I'm your girlfriend, you have to treat me this way. You have to buy me gifts because I'm your girlfriend. On Valentine's Day, I better have, a dozen roses just because I'm your girlfriend. But I do believe, and that is when I think that that's more of when somebody doesn't know themselves right. Now, empowerment, I believe definitely you can get that through a relationship as well, but that's not, I don't think that that's bad. Like
Okay.
if you're in a relationship and you give those words of affirmation, like let's say your boyfriend is depressed over not getting a job he wanted, and you tell him that's okay, you the next one, that's their loss. You're empowering him to, to feel better about himself, to think more highly of himself. The same thing as, the boyfriend with the girlfriend. Somebody might have said she's ugly or something. He's like, no, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I think you're gorgeous. I think that those are words of empowerment and can help your partner
I'm
out.
saying a relationship is a privilege.
Yes.
Do we mistake it for empowerment?
Mm.
Like once we're in there, do we feel like we're like the woman, the man, equality, whatever it is? You know what I'm saying? Because we're in a relationship, we have to do everything 50-50.
Oh, I guess it depends on the couple, on the people involved.
Mm.
Because I totally didn't see it like that.
Yeah, so I said we believe that we are entitled to things
yeah.
because we're in a relationship, even a company.
Mm-hmm.
But we often tend to mistake that for empowerment.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
when I hear entitled in a relationship, that means you expect something back from the partner.
Mhm.
Just
And-
because you're in the
right,
relationship. Yeah.
right. Empowerment is more like, you do for that person just because you want to.
So
I mean, that was my understanding.
okay.
Yeah.
So because of that, right, let's say, because this is a common thing, right? A lot of men really don't get spoiled. Let's say that women get spoiled rotten. Does she believe like she's like a high valuable asset? Like that's what I mean. Like she's mistaken that for her believing that, oh, because he spoils me rotten,
Everyone
I'm a
should.
queen. I'm a queen.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
You know
And
what I'm
again,
saying?
I do believe that some people, some women or men, they do believe that. I agree with that.
What do you think?
I agree with you guys too. But so, like Emmy, what you said, like it depends on the person, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so we talked about on train earlier, but actually men and women actually different. The different brain, different body, and then so it should be like of course it should be always equal and then treat everybody equal, but actually men and women different, so that's why it's kind of difficult thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
But there's no right or wrong answer anyway. It's how you feel about it.
Mm. Okay, so we tend to not set expectations, have agreements. We don't respect boundaries or parameters. And when we don't do this, there's no real relationship. Each party goes with the flow, and it usually leads to disappointment and failure. So, what do you think?
If we don't set expectations and boundaries,
Hmm.
yes, that's in any relationship. And again, I think that people who are insecure about themselves won't do that. They won't put up their boundaries
Mm.
because they want to be agreeable. You know what I mean? They want to, and they think that by not putting up their boundaries and just being, agreeable to their partner, that is going to make like everything smooth sailing. And that's not the case, because when you don't put your boundaries up, when you don't have expectations or share those expectations with your partner, you start resenting them
Mm.
because they're not doing, because they don't know, what your boundaries are.
Mm.
So in that case, it can definitely lead to disappointments and ultimately that relationship failing.
I mean,
So
what do you,
I do believe that there should be some sort of leadership. Anyway,
in relationship, there's no okay. So, Emmy, what do you think? If we don't set any expectations, there's no agreements on any type of relationship dynamic, no boundaries, leadership. Do you believe it's still a real relationship and it will be successful?
I don't think so. I mean, everybody should know what people's boundaries are. Otherwise, there is no way to respect each other. I mean, we can assume what other people are expecting or what other people want, but it's not safe. Not safe. I mean, healthy relationship. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with her.
Piggybacking off the women code. Women code. Okay. If there's no where are we going in 5 years, there's no what am I to you, there's no what are we doing tomorrow, there's also no respecting of boundaries and parameters. It's not a real relationship. There's clearly no order there and leadership, and it's due to fail and have many disappointments because there will always be an expectation going into a relationship. So if you have high expectations, you kind of set yourself up for possible failure. Especially if there's not a plan set. Kind of like a plan set, you almost can dictate how it will go. Because there's also the agreement.
So you're saying if somebody has a high expectation but hasn't discussed boundaries and stuff, that's where the failure
doesn't
comes
have
in.
doesn't have agreements. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So number 5, what is more empowering to you? The woman being in her core energy and submissive, or an equal partner, or the leader in the dynamic? What is more empowering for me? I believe that a woman being in her core energy and submissive is probably more empowering. Because if you're, I mean, we've said this so many times on the show, and if you have an equal partner, if you consider if you want that equal partnership, and there's two bosses, then when it comes time to making a decision, who's going to make that decision? You know what I mean? And so that's why you know that saying, there's too many chefs in the kitchen. Too many hands stirring the pot. I think that there should be an equal, the head of a household, and then the like second in command. I've always said that.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't like having two bosses either, but I think it depends on the situation, and sometimes one person is more like good at making decision on certain topic, and the other time the other person will be better on it. So it just I like to have an equal relationship. So doesn't have to be it. We don't have to decide who is a boss, who is superior, but talk about it and just make a decision on each time.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it depends on the person in the couple. So as a important thing is balance. So I don't need like a two bosses, two like a submissive, like a something like that, like a balance. So
Okay.
it depends on the couple. Just I think we need to just respect the difference,
Yes.
the character or personality, then work together.
Okay. So what is more empowering to you? Obviously, the woman being in her core, not equal partnership mentality or leader, or both being the leaders in the dynamic. This is biology and science for me. We're born a specific way, with both energies, but one trumps the other in men and women, chromosomes, DNA, right? So if the woman feels more empowering being highly in her masculine, she's in a slave category now. That's the irony. It's not empowerment. She's a slave. How is she a slave? She wants to work hard like a man. That's going to do things to her body. That's going to do things for her mind. Stress. Women and men handle stress different. I might thrive under stress. You ladies might not. Definitely won't. You know what I'm saying? Because men and women handle different, you understand what I'm saying? So the woman being more in her core energy, she's now getting into her natural state, which is a nurturer. So she's going to bring love to a lot of things if she's in her core. That's magic. That's actually spiritual. Them being women being in control of the spiritual realm and men being in control of the physical one. When women can get in tune, they start to manifest. You know what I'm saying? Their intuition is high. It's not low. So how do they do that? By getting in their core energy. That's where they're the most powerful. We're gods and goddesses with amnesia. Like I said in the last show, we each have different power where it pertains to our gender. So if you're trying to be like a man, guess what that does? That's like me trying to go into the jungle and be like the lion because I think I'm a beast. There's certain aspects in the jungle that's gonna fuck me up. The antelope will kill me or give me severe injuries.
Mhm.
But the lion can attack the antelope and bring food to me if I want. I'm not built for the jungle. It's the same thing. So it's like, have we all seen Superman?
Yes.
Did you see, like the original one with Christopher
Reeves.
Reeves? Remember the second one, the sequel, when Lord Zod came?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? He was like, oh, they were destroying shit. It was like nothing to them, like with a pinky, because it's man-made. They're God-made.
Mm.
You see the difference? Because that's man-made, I can crush that. You're looking at it crazy. You're calling me an alien, but I'm really a god. So when we are not in our core energy, we can't be a god and a goddess. That's the difference. If you're trying to be like me, you can't do it. So you're going to actually put yourself more at risk. If I'm trying to be like you, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to put myself at risk significantly.
Mm.
You know, so that's why I believe like it's more empowering to be in your core energy
For both.
or
Yeah,
work at it.
I agree.
So the man is gonna come into the dynamic saying, I'm the man. You know, he's like, that's why I talk about different countries. Different countries don't even talk about provide and protect, being submissive and feminine, follow a leader. They don't talk about it. They just know like the giant lions in the jungle. They don't talk about it. You see what I'm saying? So the man's already gonna court the woman knowing I'm gonna take care of everything. I have a big responsibility here. The woman's gonna accept the man and vet him properly to, you know, allow him sex or court her, marriage, because she trusted him and she knows, you know, when he's gonna take on that role, subconsciously, it doesn't even have to be spoken. I can take on my role.
Mm.
It's unspoken. So other countries don't talk about, well, who's gonna pay the bills here? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are we gonna live? Like, they just kind of move like robots. They kind of like know what they're gonna do. I'm a girl, you're a guy. I'm never gonna lift the heavy thing.
Mm.
I can't even do it. She's gonna be like, waiting for you, please. And the guy's not gonna be like, well, I want you to do that. Or I want you to be out there like slaving like me. Be the firefighter.
Mm.
Carry a body over you. You know what I'm saying? Due to science and biology, it cannot happen. So by us getting back into our nature, not just as humans, because people throw that around loosely. Stop it. Humans, like we're men and women at the end of the day. So physically, emotionally,
Mhm.
like my gifts are not your gifts, complementary opposites. That's why we come together to connect. I told you about the folding clothes thing in shows. I don't do that very well. But a woman might do it well because she could put love to it, take more patience. Also, like cleaning the dishes.
Mm.
Doing it fast, I'm ready to go. But the woman will be more attention to detail. She's getting more into her maternal instincts, her nurturing power.
Mm-hmm. Just like a woman wouldn't know. Well, I know this woman wouldn't know what to do with a car. If the
Yeah.
car breaks down, I'm gonna sit there and cry
Yeah.
because I don't know how to fix that.
Mhm.
Or well, I'm gonna say that, but I was driving yesterday to work and there was a spider.
Oh.
I almost crashed because I had to kill it by myself. It was not a happy thing.
You know, so we know we can talk about being humans and we share both energies, but one always trumps the other due to like so many different aspects and situations that come about without you being like prepared for it. Like quick, instinctively, something happens right now. What's gonna happen? Like you were saying with the insect coming in the room, the rah, independent, dominant woman has a phobia for that. Oh my God, she starts yelling, jumping on top of the table.
Yeah, that's
Kill
me.
that spider, please. You know, it's in her nature. You know what I'm saying? It's not shaming. I'm just saying that due to these neurological reflexes, stress, survival, we just get back into our nature instinctively.
That's true.
So that's why they could like do that. Oh my God, how did you do that? Quick thinking. I don't know what came into me. He's born like that. She's born like that.
No, that's true. Because I'm gonna take me for example. I have mostly everybody in my family, even my friends, they'll come to me to help them, figure something out. You know what I mean? I'm the one who solves everybody's problem, unfortunately. But you throw a bug at me, and I'm gonna run the other way screaming. You know what I mean? I can't fix that problem. I'm running. So I do agree with that. All right. It's often said life isn't fair. When it pertains to discrimination, injustice, who is more likely to accept injustice, men or women? That's a tough one, sir.
So just to
I
explain,
know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna say I don't know.
okay, so just to explain more, maybe it'll trigger something, and then I'll run through everybody around the table to answer. Um, who will like complain more and do something for unfair treatment?
Women?
That's your opinion. Okay. I mean,
Women.
who will complain more about that's not fair?
Man,
Okay. Okay.
She was like, I'm gonna go with men.
Okay. I believe who is most likely to accept injustice, men will most likely accept it. But when it pertains to the question that I said to help you guys answer, who will complain more or do something for unfair treatment? Women.
Yeah.
But this is more so who will accept unfair treatment?
Got you. Yeah, men.
Men.
Yeah.
I think women. Women complains, but it will accept.
Oh,
I like it.
okay.
Why do you say that?
I think they get used to it. The situation.
Okay.
That's a
Women
good
are
point. Yeah.
Now,
men are always superior, and women were not. So they are always like a lower than man. So they
Just
get used
accept
to it.
it.
Yeah, they just accept what it as it is.
oh, you know what?
That does make
Damn.
sense. Damn it,
Now-
woman,
wait
that's
a minute.
good.
Now I changed my answer.
What?
Only because wait. I didn't mention a region or country. So if I'm just thinking about America,
Yeah.
I agree with Emmy though,
Yeah, me
because
too.
when we talk about worldwide, I think more women, because
Yeah.
this is only going on really in America. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
transitioning in different countries, but in different countries, like she said, males are the more superior.
Right.
You
That
know,
makes sense. Yep.
so yeah, I would definitely change that if it was global, looking at it on a global
Definitely.
perspective.
Emmy, we have to give you a prize because I've never heard him change his answer.
Oh, well, yay.
Good job, Emmy. Good job.
Yeah, so
He's usually the one that changes everybody's mind. Everybody's
was-
like, damn, that's true. Makes sense.
I was thinking more so the
United
current state
States.
and United
yeah,
States.
Yeah. So do you agree with that, with what
yeah.
Emmy says?
So
Yeah.
especially in our country, like in Japan. So like she says, so we get used to. So some people like are trying to fight, but most women. So I shouldn't say most, but some women don't like to even fight with that. So
Right,
just
right.
they just smooth sailing, like they don't like to fight,
Right.
argue with men, just quiet.
Let me ask you now, as women, did your mothers or grandmothers, aunts or whatever kind of teach you that? Like, just don't
Oh.
bother. Just be quiet and do it. Did they teach you guys
Yeah,
that, or did they teach you
yeah.
different?
Like a difference. So she said, so don't be like me. Like that what my mother said. So she's very old fashioned, like a very conservative woman, but she a very good personal person. But she always said, you don't have to be like me. Like so she said, you Miko, just stay the way you are, just get educated, to do whatever you want to do, like that. But she also teaching me so how our Japanese society is like.
Right, right.
Mm.
So, but she wants you to speak up for yourself.
Yes,
So
yeah.
she tells you if something's unfair, speak up. Don't be quiet like me.
So don't be patient like
No,
us. So
ah.
just,
And how about you, Emmy?
Yeah,
The same thing.
Yeah.
So
but-
your mom told you not to.
She didn't tell me, but but I think traditionally in the air in Japan, women should be quieter
Right.
than men,
Right.
and just and don't make any scene.
Right. So that's
Yeah, my mom was like more different from traditional mom. just like
Okay.
Yumiko's mom. So that's why I'm here to,
Got you. Okay.
yeah, like
You
be
know
more
what?
independent.
You know why that is? So like they'll tell women to like talk less, don't make a scene. You know why that is?
It's from like a samurai
Oh, okay.
culture.
Okay.
So samurai is a male priority, and the first born boy
Yeah.
was the top head of a
Yes.
household,
Yes.
and women were like just serve for that boy.
Because
So-
he's serving the house. He's
Yes,
protecting the
yes.
house. He's the
So
protector.
that's a cultural thing. It's a
Yes.
long history.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Wow.
and I was like, my summary was gonna be, if you didn't know, but that was good. My summary was gonna be, it comes down to the operative word, one word, protection. If we go out in public and you're starting stuff, I cannot protect you. I don't have authority over you. So you're just going to be doing whatever, and we could end up in jail. You might talk to a guy wrong, thinking you could, fight like a man, and now I have to step in, or he knocks you out. But I told you to be quiet before that.
Oh.
You see, so that's what I was going to say.
See,
In my
interesting.
my opinion, I believe it's for protection. But most of cultures, because my parents are foreign as well, most cultures move like robots. They don't explain anything.
Yeah.
They don't explain anything. They just expect you to do and know. You're supposed to, through generation to generation. You watch your parents, and then you build that legacy off of that.
Yeah.
So we all said women.
Yeah.
So how come there's an expression, take it like a man or man up then? If we say women accept more injustice, how come it still comes down to take it like a man, eat it, suffer? Because then wouldn't you think they would say that more to women?
You mean the phrase would be like woman up instead of man up?
Yeah.
Well, well, let's ask the ladies. Have you heard of that statement? Man
Women
up,
Man up?
man up.
I mean, I've heard, but I don't use it.
Yeah,
Do you know what it means?
different.
Man up, like to be tough. Is that what it means?
Yeah, to be tough. Like
Be
yeah.
masculine?
Mm, okay.
Why is
Yeah.
it that we say that? I guess because society just expects men to not complain.
Okay. Because of the masculinity thing.
You know, like
Right.
if people often say, "You're a boy, don't cry."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
It's the same thing,
awful.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awful. Boys
That's
should cry
awful.
too.
Yeah, that's awful. I hate that.
Yeah.
That's like, ugh, I hate that. But yeah, I think that's why, because, like she said, even from when men are little boys, they're taught, oh, that doesn't hurt, man up, toughen up. And that's not right. So I'm assuming that's why we use that term, man up.
Okay.
It's not a nice thing to say though.
I could agree with that. Man is the.
What do you think? We didn't ask her.
What do you think?
You. She's like, oh.
But I think the different side, like for example, like for women, like most people like expect women to be attentive, very quiet and supportive. So maybe sometimes that thing give some women pressure. So I think so like you guys say, so women so different, so maybe more attentive than men maybe, but not all women not be good at being attentive.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, so is that what I thought?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I think societal expectations. I think naturally, like it's just like school. 112. Chris mentioned this. He treated the girl and the boy different. The
Differently.
teacher.
Mhm.
Oh, didn't say anything to her. Oh, you're not supposed to hit girls. Let me sit you down and talk you down and da 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 da.
Yeah.
You see, so it's the societal expectations. It's what we're socially conditioned to. Chromosomes, DNA. We just instinctively know we gotta protect women. They're weaker. They're the more inferior. Trigger words. People don't like to hear that, but it's true. A lot of people think it. They just don't say it.
That's
So
true.
instinctively, you're just gonna believe she's smaller than me. She's this. She's this. She has a lot of incapabilities, and I have a lot of things that I would not want to do as a woman. Please, I don't want to have a period. I don't want to have to go through those cramps.
Yeah.
I don't want to bear children. No. You understand what I'm saying? So it comes down to that. Just instinctively, where we go back to ancestry.
Mm,
So I think society would just be like, "You're the man."
right. Stop
So
complaining.
even though there is equality out here nowadays, and it's transitioning into the world, the whole world, we still come back to what our duties are. I can't stand when people lie, because at the end of the day, we all know there's gender roles. You know what I'm saying? We all know that. It's just people are like, maybe living together and they're thinking that's a certain situation, like, oh, why can't you do this or whatever it is. But
like
that's
sexist.
yes, but household duties doesn't just mean gender roles. I just want to make that perfectly clear. You see what I'm saying? It might be specific if a man is like, oh, I'm going to do the manly things and you're going to do the womanly. But at the end of the day, we talk about women giving birth. That's gender roles.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, 'cause
man,
a man can't do it.
yeah, a man just instinctively, like, he might not know how to change a tire because his father was never around and he never learned that or whatever. Didn't self-taught. But he instinctively will know, well, if he has a brain, right, and he's using it efficiently,
I hope so.
he's instinctively going to know if he sees the woman that is putting herself at risk, you understand what I'm saying? Like, she cannot do it. He's going to step in, but he won't even put her in that position.
To change the tire.
Yeah. Or why, if she's just dragging the sofa and he's just watching her do that? That's crazy to me. Like, a real man is not, he's like, what are you doing? Sit your ass down. I'll get another guy to come and help me. Or I'll do it myself. Let me blow my back out. You can hang out. Like, a man will put his life on the line for a woman when he really want to protect her. Cause he's thinking like that. Like, I could battle with the lions. I definitely know you can't. But why would I put you in a position to do that?
Right.
So it comes down to the expectation of a man, going back to gender roles. The man provides and protect. You never hear women provide and protect too.
No, they're nurtured.
Right or wrong?
Right. Yeah, I agree.
In today's society, who is more empowered and who isn't as much? So in today's society, now we're going to talk global. I made the mistake earlier and you got me.
Oh, he's a fast learner. He's quick, this one.
So now I'm going to do global. In the whole entire world, in your mind, your own perspective, who is more empowered and who isn't? Men or women? Who is more? Who isn't? Is it equal? So Emmy, go first, Sue, and then
I think women are more
Empowered.
empowerment just because of historical background. They have to work harder to be entitled. That's their empowerment, I think.
I like your answers, Emmy. That's very good. I was going to say women, but not with what she said. I didn't even think of, but I also think women are more empowered. And I'm only going by this country because I don't know, I don't know how everything is, in other countries right now, but in this country, I feel women are more empowered to, go into the workforce and take over, try to be the best that you can, and that's empowering them, with the sense of, if you do that, you don't need a man. You know what I mean? And that's not always necessary, the correct way of thinking, for me at least. So again, I agree that women are more empowered and men not so much. And I feel like it's for the reasons that we said before. Society, and historically, men have always been empowered. So I feel like now, I guess society's saying, you know what, they've had their turn, let's empower the women. But it's not always in a positive way.
What do you think?
I think so. I agree with Amy and Suhei, but in our country, like Japan, so like it's like kind of more complicated because. So, like Amy says, so we already know, women know, so we should be more empowered. But the truth is, the fact is, still a lot of women I don't know, still say, oh, I want to be a wife, I want to marry, I don't have to challenge the thing. So I don't blame on that. So it depends on the person. So, but so sometimes that's why I'm very confused.
Oh,
So
okay.
for me, I want to challenge the new thing. I want to, make my dream come true. Of course, I want to make a lot of effort. But some of my friends are not like
They
that.
don't want that. They want to stay in that traditional role.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when you and your girlfriends talk and the ones that want to be traditional and you and them talk, do they make you feel bad about wanting to be, more
When I was younger.
No. That's a good question.
like do they shame you for it?
We are younger, so when we are maybe a student, college student, something. So maybe we argue a little bit
Okay.
about that. But now, so we already accept the difference. So you different, I'm different,
And it's
so
okay now.
it's
But
okay, yeah.
younger, it
Yeah,
does
so,
happen. Oh, okay. That's so interesting.
Mm.
Right?
Do those women in different countries hold those women who are doing the opposite accountable? Like, do they, when they see that they're going against the law, do they say, "What are you doing? Stop doing that"? Do those women say that, or they just let them? Okay, do whatever you want.
How you think, Emmy?
Well,
She's like, Emmy, this is all
I
you.
think. So
wait,
So do
what
other
you're
women? So okay, going against tradition. Those women who are out of the bunch. Let's say it's 5 of them compared to like 100. 100 is in tradition. They're locked in. Nothing is changing. The world could change. Whatever algorithms, AI, doesn't matter. They're sticking to what they know. The old school way has always been the way. Then you got those 5 women that are like, no, I'm adjusting to the time. I'm doing this. I could go out there. I could bust like a man. I don't have to have children. I don't care about family. I care more about a corporation who doesn't care about me. So I'll submit there and not my family. Those women that are going against the grain, do those 100 women say, "What are you doing?"
I don't think so.
Okay.
They don't say anything.
Okay. Because they don't feel like it's their place.
Right. They are, I think, more feel secure and comfortable in the big group. In Japan, being independent or being self is not easy, actually. Move as a
shunned?
group.
Is it shunned upon? Like, is
Yeah,
it
it's like you do this as a group. You do this as a society. It's more traditional. So if you are doing something alone or independently, like, what are you doing?
they're like, what's wrong with
Yeah,
you? That's not the
but
norm.
Right, but it's
Ah.
normal here.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And I feel so. Is that why you think like the traditional women don't, like how he said, hold the non-traditional women more accountable? Is that why? Okay.
So who is more empowered? Women. Who isn't as much? Men. It goes back to an array of things I've said in multiple shows prior. It's also profitable to empower women.
Mm.
It's profitable for colleges when you see statistics. More women are in there than men. Because we didn't have to pay for high school stuff, right? You have to pay tuition for high school?
Not for high school.
Some, like public school.
Really?
I mean,
no,
private.
private. Yeah, private
Private.
school. Yes.
But public, we didn't have to.
No.
The moment you get into college, you do.
Yeah,
So
that's
why
true.
aren't we talking about that? It's profitable. So if it's profitable to push out feminism, let's do it. If I got $100 in my pocket, but I see 200 on the floor, I'm $300 richer.
Mm.
It's profitable. This is just my perspective. You're giving weird faces.
No, because I'm trying to follow.
Who is more empowered? It's women than men, even globally. Some countries are strict, but even globally could be different in London. Equality could be big there. Romania probably. I'm not speaking facts. I'm just throwing hypotheticals.
Yeah.
So why? They realize it's profitable. They realize statistically there's also more women in this world than men. They realize women hold the credit cards. Who's shopping more? If I want something, I keep mental documentation, or I have a grocery list. I'm not taking anything out of that list. Oh, I saw a cute bear because it touches my emotions. I don't have money for the bear. I came here for milk for the house and this and that. Like, I'm good with that. Oh, that looks nice, but I ain't buying it. But a woman will build off impulse. You know what I'm saying? So they know all of this because obviously they could see the numbers. They see and hear everything.
Mm.
So even on social media, OnlyFans, women objectifying themselves sexually. That's profitable. So yeah, we should cater to our primary consumers, women.
Mm.
That's why. So fuck tradition, because that's not gonna make us money. We gotta keep making new money. Even though we got old money, we're greedy up here.
To piggyback off of what you said, that is more profitable. I agree because we've also had the one where Mike Dukes came on,
Mm.
where he said, taking out the man from
Out
the
of the
family, right, out of the house. Now the woman has to step up, work more, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
It's
we-
like a
we
domino effect.
We could talk about this on Patreon, but real brief. Women didn't want to vote. They forced that. Women didn't want to go to work. They forced that. Oh, we could profit off taxing two genders. But I'll
Mm.
leave it for Patreon because I have a lot to say,
Okay.
conspiracy wise.
Mm.
But maybe it's not a conspiracy if it's true.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So the second part is who feels more entitled based off the answer.
Women.
Okay. Do you agree, Emmy?
Entitled. I don't know.
So if women are more
Mhm.
empowered than men, do you think they feel more entitled now?
Not all, though.
Okay.
Sometimes men feel more like they're entitled, and other time women feel that way.
Even though like society will just say, man, fuck men, like they'll figure it out. Like let's
Yeah.
sacrifice them. They'll figure out. Even though like men will feel that. Like, do you know statistically more when it comes to suicide, it's more men than women?
Oh yeah.
You know that? Yeah.
Wow.
And that could come from an array of things. Being bullied, being not feeling empowered, feeling isolated, not feeling accepted.
Ridiculed.
Is that because they expect more?
From the men?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I understand what she's saying. Even though a man isn't empowered, he can still feel entitled.
okay.
Mhm.
What do you think? Yumiko?
Mhm. I agree.
Agree with the girls? She jumping on the bandwagon. I agree. I think that women feel more entitled because of it, because men usually build their confidence off of like accomplishments and competency. You know what I'm saying? Like he gotta be capable of certain things. Like if I could manage different set of tasks efficiently, and you ladies say, wow, a lot of men can't do that, I'm gonna build a little confidence. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think I'm the shit when it pertains to that. Might not be in all things, but when it pertains to that, I'm gonna think I got some stroke. If you trying to tell me different, calm down. I've been doing this a little longer than you. Let me show you how it's done. You see what I'm saying? Like he might have like a little stroke now. But if society's constantly like, y'all suck, y'all do this, if y'all don't pay child support, boom, boom, like just bringing them down constantly. Y'all had your time. It's women's time. Bringing them down. It's not equal empowerment. Then what can happen? Oh man, we ain't shit. Now it's embedded in their subconscious because it takes a very strong-minded, self-disciplined individual to fight against the grain. Like nobody could tell me I'm not a king. I believe in that. So you're entitled to your own opinion. You didn't do enough research. And if you didn't put enough research in there, it's not really that valuable. You know what I'm saying? So nobody could tell me this, even if they think it's self-proclaimed. I'm this confident. But if you're not, then then bad results will happen for that. Suicide, whatever, stuff of that nature.
I was gonna.
You feel you're inadequate. Oh man, they're not. Then I ain't shit. Then.
Well, in going back to what they had said of from where their country, men are from birth, given that entitlement.
We talk about what today's society though. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
like
I could understand where her answer came from. Like from birth in their country, you don't have to do anything. Just be born a man, and you're already at held higher than your older sister. Or
so in today's societies, it's still the same.
Is it still? I still think it's still women.
Okay, in America and worldwide.
No, in America.
Okay, so worldwide, the men.
Well, I can't answer worldwide. I'm
Okay.
not. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
how things are over there.
So, oh shoot! Now I want to ask Emmy again. Japan and
We're going
America.
back. We're going back.
Japan and America. Who's more empowered? Is it women? Is America women more empowered and Japan men more empowered, or is it equal in Japan and it's just women in America?
Ooh, you stumped her now.
That's hard.
He got you back for the other one.
So when you say women are empowered,
Mm-hmm. So,
what does it mean?
so
though?
empowered can come in a form of, ladies, do what you want. Don't worry about the consequences. You're a woman. It's your choice. Post your body online. You could be in a see-through dress. I'm a stranger. But I could see your thong. I could see your booty cheeks. But no, you're a woman. You could do that. Be empowered. So sexual liberation is empowering. Just an example. Knowing that, how is this? You could be like a man now, make as much money as a man. That could be seen as empowerment as well. In America, this is definitely going on more. Do you see this happening in Japan?
It is happening. Yeah, it is
Okay.
happening. But I think it's much slower.
Mm.
And I don't know if we ever catch up.
In
America.
those terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's true.
you guys are so far
Yeah.
ahead in other things that
Right.
Yumika, that's true.
It's true, but really slow. But it's not. I think it's very different from the States. So American women and Japanese women very different. I think. Yeah. So maybe it's like she says. So some women trying to be maybe make a OnlyFans account and trying to show them off, but comparing to American women,
it's a small amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And how do so those women that in Japan that are trying to, that do the OnlyFans, how are they viewed by society over
That's
there?
a embarrassing thing.
Is
So
bad.
Japan is very conservative, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So still very conservative. Yeah.
So that's kind of frowned upon, like that they try to. How do you feel about OnlyFans?
I don't like that.
You don't? Okay, go ahead.
I respect that. So I like all girls. But,
Like to each your own.
For me, no, hell no. I don't want to.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah. I mean, if men have like a female boss, they don't like it because they
That's
don't
so
want.
true.
I mean, I don't know. It's traditional.
Yo, you
I don't
looked over
know.
here
It's a worldwide.
with your eyes. I saw her eyes was like, that's so true. And then she looked like this to like point at me.
No, that was totally sorry. Oh,
That's what people see or think in my country.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't lie. I don't lie
you
about
don't.
that. I don't lie about that. Like male chauvinism, present.
you said yes, thank you.
It's present, especially in my relationship dynamic. It's different if business, because I might be able to learn something from her, but she got to know that I'm calling the shots, even though if we're business partners or whatever group of people. If I was leading a group of women, hell no. I'm not going to be part of the women following. I'm alpha by default. Everybody's following me. You know what I'm saying? So, but to have a female boss, that definitely would. Oh my God. Like, no, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I wouldn't be able to do it because I just don't see females as like authority. I see them in their power when they're following and being a helpmate.
What makes you think so?
Because women are not, and these are just my perspectives. You could think how you want. Women are not built to put their emotions aside when it pertains to anything that they do. So most women are emotion driven. So when it pertains to making a decision, your emotions need to be 1%. Your yes, and your logic needs to be 99%. Because you cannot make great decisions emotionally. Remember when I was talking about the analogy of the shopping? What? I got money for the house, groceries. It might look nice. No. But a woman might, this is the emotions. Oh my God, some nice bear flowers. She's not even going to check to see if she got money for it. Put it in there. Impulse.
Especially if she's in a good mood.
Then she goes home and like, I just went in there for milk. Why do I have all this stuff? That's
That's
emotion.
me when I go to Target.
That's emotion. That's impulse. So being a great leader, you need to incorporate like extensive logical skills. You need to be able to be observant. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff of that nature. You need to be able to have survival instincts to know for the whole team. If a woman's making a decision where there's a group of people, she's gonna check for like non-verbal cues. Did my decision all right? She might be straight up and ask, everybody cool my decision?
Mm.
If I'm leading a group of women, men, I'm gonna say this is the standard, especially if I'm their boss. This is the standard, do this, policy, boom, violate, there will be consequences. I'm not gonna say everybody's cool with that.
You're the boss. You don't care if everybody's with it.
You know what
But
I'm
they gotta
saying?
do
Because
it.
they already came into the establishment with an agreement. Like when you go to any job, you sign a contract. Offer letters, you sign a contract. 90 days, you get probation. Some jobs, as soon as you start working, you get 90 days, you get probation. My bad. Benefits. Most jobs, the moment you start, the first day, you start to accrue benefits, sick days, whatever. But when you get into that job, you're looking at the policy. And if you sign off on it, you say that you're going to be abide this. If you are late 3 times, I have the right to fire you. So you read that. And now you're late multiple times and you're begging, oh, this is that. You see what I'm saying? That comes down to the entitlement because you're in the company.
Mm.
Could be the same thing in a relationship. Who feels more entitled? Women, because it comes down to the spoiler aspect. Who gets spoiled more? Like I said, it's a very rare thing that men do.
In this country.
Or it's equal in this country. Yes, good. Because they're trained to spoil them in other countries.
She's like, that is not how it is over there.
But in other countries, yes, I would say men are more entitled. But in America, that's where we reside right now. You're going back. I would say the women, because it's catered to more women in every way. Men kind of get the scraps now. You know, so they're going to feel definitely more entitled. A man will know that, you know what? She's good looking. I got to work. Either I got to flash money, either I got to talk a good game for her to even give me time and attention and have it consistent. The woman, on the other hand, could be gorgeous and could just say, I could get any dude. I just walk out, put some makeup on because she's already spoiled. The guy knows he has to work. He's not feeling entitled. In different countries, like you said, just a man's existence is entitled. Doesn't have to do anything. The Sultan has a son. He's automatically prince on his way to take Sultan if the father was deceased, retire, whatever. Even in Italian mafia, same thing. Back in the day, it used to be like a Don was a Don until they died. That was the rules. But now it's like a Don can be overthrown. When they have their own commission, they call it. It's like their own jury.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? With the 5 families. So even in like mafia, there's a structure.
I want to ask Emmy about the OnlyFans though. What are your thoughts on that?
So
Because
like,
wait, do you consider yourself a more traditional woman or more modern?
I can't tell from my
like, I don't
by
know.
myself, but on this topic, so female women in Japan, I know in America are more entitled, right? That's why your opinion. Oh, so those women, I feel like they don't have brain.
They don't have brains?
No, if they
Oh, shit.
have, they
That's the funniest
think.
thing I heard. And she didn't even laugh.
And also
Wow,
men in Japan, if they think they are entitled forever, they don't have brain. They should be smart enough to know differences and respect each other. And then, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
If they are smart enough, they don't think that way.
Okay. So we have final thoughts. To rebuttal that, for me, would be both parties should be empowered just in their core. Like I believe a woman being in her femininity is her power. Submission, being feminine, a helpmate, building a legacy, having a family, investing in the man, that's empowering. Cooking for him, empowering. Serving him, empowering. And the man empowering, provide and protect. That's empowering. She's not ripping him of his masculinity. That's empowering. He's not ripping her of her femininity. That's empowering. That's the rebuttal I have for that. That's what I believe. They should do, but it's not always equal.
Mm. That's true.
So final thoughts. What we do is we like to ask the guests, do they like us? Do they don't like us?
Who you
Do they
like
have any
more?
last words? Emmy.
I mean, I like this show. I like you guys.
Okay, cool. You could say you don't like us.
I
Oh,
do.
okay.
You can say you don't
I
like
won't take
him.
it.
I
Yeah,
didn't plan
just
to
me.
be honest, so
Just me. Okay. What about you? I mean, not you, Sue. Yumiko, what about
I like us too.
Of course, I love you guys.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Any-
loves us. That's better.
Any final thoughts? Sue, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Do we mistake entitlement for empowerment? I do. I think that, and I'm gonna say in this country we definitely mistaken. Oh, I think a lot of people think they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say?
I think also this. So today's I really appreciate for giving me the very good experience.
Of course.
Like a new perspective, and then I just realized American women, American culture, men, and the Japanese women culture, it's very different.
Very
So
different.
I learned a lot of things. So then I also think maybe Japanese women need to be changed too. So I always like. So I just wanted to be like American women, like a independent, very strong. But like we talk about that. So but I also don't like to mistake. Like so because we different.
Yes.
So that's why. So I just kind of
yeah.
Do you think so? Do you think that the Japanese women, your hope for them is that they're more independent?
yeah. I think so. I
Okay.
think so. We need to be independent, definitely.
I also think though that your definition of independent is different from the
Yeah,
definition
different.
in this country.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
feel like the definition of independent here is so misconstrued.
Mhm.
Like it's not like, I see where and also you guys come from such a different background. Like you got, we learned today that the men in your culture from birth are, revered in a high, manner. And that
Don't say we. I knew that. I always talk about that. But go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I can see, that wanting to be independent. But again, I think it's totally different
Mm.
than here. I think it's
Yes.
more, I don't want to say noble, but more. See, though she says that her hope for the Japanese women is to be more independent.
Mhm.
And I can understand why she would say that, because of their culture. It's different over
What
here.
they
Why
went
the
through,
fuck we got to be independent for?
What they went through.
Exactly.
Okay. So America, there's more freedom.
Mhm.
So it's like y'all
More
are
freedom,
entitled.
and it just runs wild.
Y'all are entitled.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
people from other countries, like y'all are entitled.
Right.
Is that what it
right,
is?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do often mistake entitlement for empowerment. I think that's the problem. But the problem is really the enabling.
Mm.
Even with children. Like I've always thought that, I could be rich, but I'm building their future just in case they need it. Like I'm not gonna say when you're 25 years old, you're granted a trust fund. You probably won't know about that. But
Mhm.
understand, I got you. If you want to get married, if you want to start your own business, you don't want to go to college, I'll support whatever, as long as there's dividends out of that, because you're investing in a wife. That wife is coming in the family, blessing or cursing the family. You know what I'm saying? Like you're investing in all of these things, especially when it pertains to women. The ring, where y'all gonna live. So my mentality has always been, yeah, I'm rich. You ain't. You gotta work. You gotta earn the living. But understand, I got you. If something was to happen, you understand what I'm saying? But building that will build more empowerment than entitlement.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because entitlement is just thinking you have the right. It's not a privilege.
You just deserve it.
Yeah. So who really thinks you could get whatever you want without work? That's crazy. That's an entitled person.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So the problem is the enabling. The problem is starting from culture and domestic environments. The solution is like helping the next generation be better. Like
Yeah.
I said, your contribution to society might not be what you do or say, but who you raise. Because they might have a prominent
Definitely.
position in society to change and influence other people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to that's why when I always go on a date, I'm always asking like the woman where she came from, what's her background like, do you get along with your parents, were they together?
Mm.
Because that is the foundation before she goes out into the world.
Yeah,
Like
that's
her
very true.
dad is who, like her first love.
Mm-hmm.
She
Or
doesn't
her
know any other
teacher.
men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her mom is supposed to teach her how to be a good potential wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Mm.
So both play a major role. The father's supposed to protect, but the mother's supposed to teach.
Yeah, I agree.
So sometimes like stuff like this occur, and what's also bad? Even though the father is protecting, he also has to stand his ground. So the girl can know, yeah, mommy said no, but daddy said yes.
What does that mean?
So that means that the dad spoils her. He's
Ah.
toxic too. He
Yeah,
builds
yeah.
an entitled woman.
Yeah.
So now when she goes out and finds a man,
She's gonna
but my
expect
daddy
that.
did this.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You're laughing and shaking your head.
Yeah, it's
Nodding.
true. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, like it comes down to the enablers.
Yeah,
Whether it's the
definitely.
society, presidents, parents, but the number one thing where it starts is that domestic environment.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the problem, and then that's the solution, in my opinion.
One more thing. I want to say thank you for coming.
Mhm.
And you guys sharing your perspectives because we don't get to have people from another country coming all the time. You know what I mean? And I think that's great.
Oh,
dope,
thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you.
And next time, Emmy, you got to be on camera, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Right? She's like, maybe don't hold your breath.
All right.
We have both of you here next time.
Thank you once
you.
again. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the show. Well, it's not really a show, more so an educational program.
Mhm.
One of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real podcast, the This Puntabi podcast. Peace.
Peace.